Hey everyone, welcome. People are still joining. Give it a sec.
You say sec and then it's just 5 minutes usually.
Like people are late. It's UX webinar. Half of them are still hunting for the join link.
Mm-hmm, can be, yeah.
Yeah, but that was a joke.
Okay. So let's give it a bit more time and start. And one thing before we begin, this will be practical. We are here to give you direction you can use tomorrow morning. Okay, so I think it's starting to have the great room. I think we can start.
Yeah, let's check quickly the chat. Yeah, I can see. Great room, as you mentioned. And so let's officially introduce ourselves. My name is Pavlo Savchenko. I'm a lead product designer at LinkUp ST, and I'm 11-time Red Dot winner, specializing in product design for mobile and web. I have worked across a range of roles and tech products, and I have been in the industry for over 8 years, working from real estate and fintech to complex CRM systems. Right now, I'm working on a product with around 80 million monthly users. And there is a daily challenge how to make it better, faster, smarter, and without compromising quality.
Yeah, well, a good introduction. So let also introduce myself. I'm Irina, product designer at LinkUp. I think with almost 5 years of experience. So my story started in the computer science, so I bring a strong technical foundation, and over years I've grown a real expertise in psychology behind the designs. For example, how people think, decide, and behave, and so many things. I worked across a wide range of products, from the landing pages and early stage startups to complex government and management systems. I'm very hands-on and care a lot about the end results. I love working closely with clients and users because it's usually where the best ideas come from. Really happy to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you, Irina. And here is why we made this webinar. Bad design is almost never about ugly. It's about friction, small walls between a person and the thing they came to do. And here is why that matters for your business. Every one of those walls has a price. When a user hesitates or gets confused or gives up, a company loses something real, a sale, or say not, a customer who doesn't come back. You didn't see a bill for it, but the company did. It showed up in their numbers.
Yeah, so today we are not going to talk about tastes or colors or opinions. I think we are going to talk more about money metrics, real websites and real apps, real numbers, and what bad UX cost them and what good UX earned. And I promise you at least one story where a single app update erased more than $100 million in a single year.
Yeah, great. And also, by the way, if at some point during the webinar you realize you would like to talk through your own case, feel free to reach out. You can find CTE form it right below. Leave your contact details anytime, and we will reach you after the webinar. We are really happy to jump on a call and discuss it together with you.
Yes, it will be so nice. And also, I have one more question because I will come back to it later. So, when was the last time you left a website or closed an app because it just annoyed you? Maybe it was too slow, maybe it asked for too much. Please give one for us one word will be fine in our chat, so we will return this after our Q&A session, I think.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, so, guys, yeah, please put your short answer directly in the chat, and a bit later on Q&A session, we uh, will bring that back. So let's go into it, and here is what we are going to cover today. Why ugly design is not a problem, but wasted revenue is. The second one, it's about real cases with real numbers, how interface tweaks drove massive conversion shift. After that, we will see how to spot expensive UX mistakes before writing a single line of code. The next one, it will be about the flip side, how much good UX brings in. And in the end, we'll have Q&A session where we will see your questions and we'll provide our answers. So I guess we can go deeper and let's get into it.
Yeah, I think I can start. So, let me start by breaking the biggest myth. When someone says the UX is bad, most people think it looks just bad, but that is not where the money is lost. Here a quick picture. So, one of the examples, online shop with the good products and fair prices. But to buy, you have to make an account, fill a long form, and wait for a slow page. People just leave. Nothing was ugly. The shop just made things hard. And this is not only about shops, it happens everywhere in digital products. And think about what hard to use really is. It's a sign up with too many steps, so people never finish creating an account. It's an app where the main feature is hidden, so new users open it once and never come back. It also can be error messages that can say something went wrong and nothing else, so the person just gives up. It's a screen that just takes 3 seconds to load, so half the people are gone before they even see it. None of that it's about their look. It's all about it quietly cost money. And there is reason this happens and comes from psychology. It's called cognitive law. Maybe you heard about this before. Just means your brain has a small battery for making decisions. So every extra step, every extra choice, every what does this mean? Use a bit of lot battery. And when the battery runs low, people do easy thing. They just quit. So the more effort your product asks for, and the more people you lose along the way.
Yeah, like that's a good point. And by the way, there is a second rule that goes with it. It's called Hicks law. The more choices you put in front of someone, the longer they take to decide, and the more likely they give up. Show a person like 3 options and they pick one, but show them 12 and they close the tab. You have felt this yourself, scrolling a streaming app for 20 minutes and watching nothing. And here is why leaders miss it. Bad UX never sends a bill with bad UX written on it. Instead, it hides inside numbers you already watch. So fewer people finish, that is your conversion dropping. People leave halfway, that is your drop off. The same confused questions come and every day, that is your support cost. And people try it once and never return, that is your churn. Every one of those numbers had some bad UX hiding inside it. So here, the idea I want to keep, stop asking, does our product look good? Start asking, where is our product hard to use and what is costing us? Because once you learn to see bad UX inside those numbers, you can finally fix it and win that money back. And in the next part, we will show you exactly what it looked like on some cases.
Yeah, and I think I can continue with this one. Thank you. So let me make these numbers real with some true stories. It all will be about some digital products, all with the metrics attached. Love this theme because usually when we have some numbers and also real examples, it's a great experience to use one. So, story one about Sonos. They make speakers you control with a phone app and they have very loyal fans. And in May 2024, they rebuilt their mobile app from the scratch. Newer, cleaner, but it shipped missing basic thing people use every day. It was alarms, sleep timers, simple controls. It was slow, and for some people, the speaker stopped responding at all. There is a piece of psychology called Jacob's Law. People expect your app to work like the version they had yesterday. So when you remove buttons they relied on, it does not feel new for them. It just feels broken. That's exactly how Sonos users felt, like their own home had stopped working. And let's take a look for the metrics, because this is part that should get your attention. Sonos said the app cut their revenue by at least $100 million in a single year. Their share price fell almost 42% in 5 months. They spent 20 to 30 million just to fix it, cut about 6% of their staff, And a few months later, the CEO who led the company for the years just was gone. Sit with that. No hardware was broken and no hackers got in it. It was the experience, the app, and it erased more than $100 million and the CEO's jobs. So one more lesson about how they released it. They switched everyone to the new app at once. This rule is called the pick and rule. People judge experience by its worst moment. By pushing a broken app to everybody one day one, so Sonos gave every customer that worst moment at the same time. Released it slowly to a small group first with a way back to the old app. It's a small bomb instead of $100 million headline. Same design, completely different outcome. Yeah, it's one of the examples I want to give you and share with you. So take a look for the other stories. Pablo, could you continue, please?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to share with you my experience and my interesting story on my product. It will be like a story about one button. Picture this, for example, like around 10,000 people land on your page at once and for free without a single dollar spent on ads. Like perfect traffic, people who are already interested in exactly what you do, and about 100 of them completed the target action. 1%, like the other 99 just left. This is not story about like a bad product. Product is good, but as I mentioned, it will be like a story about one button. I work as a product designer at a language learning platform. One of the core features is vocabulary list. Users build their own word collections and then study them with flashcards. And one day, the thing every marketing team dreams about happens. A language blogger on Instagram tells her audience about our platform, not the paid cost. She genuinely uses it. She built her own word list and asked her followers, maybe you want it, drop a plus, and I will send you the link. There was a lot of pluses. Around 10,000 people came through that link. We opened analytics, traffic there, the list page load there. And now the real question, how many of them click play flashcards? 100. Let's price it out a bit, like around 10,000 people who arrived with the intent to learn the language never reach the feature that retains them, the same feature that converts to premium. But by our final maths, it's maybe like roughly about 20,000 and revenue we never earned from a single post that cost us nothing. And here is where it gets interesting, because the button existed, it was there, blue on the page, everything by the book. We went into analytics and into user testing, and we found two things. The first one, people physically didn't notice it. It was on the page, but not in the line of sight. Technically present, practically invisible. The second one, and this matters more, it promised nothing. Like play flashcards. What is that? What it looked like? And what happens to me when I click? The user didn't know. And people don't click into the unknown. That's no laziness. That's a normal behavior. We thought we had a visibility problem. What we actually had was a clarity problem, honestly. Those are different problems and they have different cures. So we didn't move the button. We rewrote the moment of meeting the feature. The firstly here, and we added interactive flashcard widget right in the hero section, where you land on the page and you immediately see how it works. You don't read about it, you see it and you can touch it. And the second one, the first session onboarding with interactive tooltips walking you through the feature. It was like about simple logic. We stopped asking for the click and started showing the payoff. And the button stopped being a door into the unknown. And after like 1 month after release, around 100,000 people use vocabulary lists. How many of them reach flashcards? 30,000. It's about 30%. It was 1% and it became 30. That's not we improved it by 30%. That's 30 times. Same product, same feature and the same traffic, but only thing that changed is whether the person understands what's being offered. So three things I took from this case: a button that exists uh, and a button that works are not the same thing. You know, uh, bad UX doesn't show up as an error. It showed up as, well, that's just our conversion rate. You don't see a bug, you see a number you have gotten used to. And the most expensive moment is not when everything's broken. It's when around 10,000 people finally show up and you are not ready for them.
Yeah, I know about these flashcards because I usually use this for the daily basis practice, but it's really great
Yes.
example. To be honest, just some small button how we can be like engaged with some flashcard interaction. Good example. And let me also tell about my story. So I want to call this like the 6 month story. That was before one button, one screen, one fix. Now the same disease, but slower, quieter, and accumulated over decade. So how long does it take to learn a new tools at work? For example, week 2 for this platform, 6 months. Not to master it, just to stop being afraid of it. And that was considered normal because nobody questions they just how enterprise software is. So this is my own case. I just leave the UX work on this redesign. This platform is used by Disney, PepsiCo, and I think also European Parliament. So many users, but thousands of IT admins spend hours inside it every day. And a decade of engineering built something extraordinarily capable. Every feature is there somewhere. That somewhere is the beginning of the story. Then sales started hearing the same sentence on the calls. Your competitor interface just looks easier. And clients weren't asking for the features. The product could do everything, but when friction gets visible enough to the clients message themselves, that's not a UX problem anymore. That's a churn problem. And here's the things. Nothing was broken. Every button worked. Every decision over 10 years was logical. The product was built with engineering logic, and users were expected to think like the system. For the 6 months, they tried. And after that, we started to analyze everything. So we didn't start with the Figma designs. We started with the research. The admins who lives in their system, plus support, sales, and product. The form especially surprised us. We assume users wanted them smaller. Wrong. Users want to have two different jobs. First one, auditing, everything visible at once, and second, editing, so it needs to be compact and focused. Smaller would fix one and bring other. So we gave them toggle. One, control, the most persistent daily complaint can. What looks like one problem is often two problems wearing the same symptoms. And also we started with rebuilding the logic, not just the screens. We added color access levels, navigation with a clear spatial map, and also notifications that don't interrupt with the actual dark mode. All leave zero downtime and thousands of daily users. So, can you imagine starting from the 6 months to 19 days? That's what the redesign did to onboarding. And remember what those 6 months were costing. Half a year of new hires' salary spent fighting the tool, while clients slowly, politely look at the door. So yeah, it's usually how it started with some small fixes, and you can see like the bigger pictures after just checking some churn rate or something like this late.
You know, Irina, you are really smart cookie. It's a really, really nice case. I like it. And right now, I get like by now the chat is probably thinking, great, everything is on fire, but it's not. Here's the good news. In every story you just heard, the warning signs were there before the money moved. The problem was nobody was looking at them together. So let me give you 4 simple places to look, and you probably already have 3 of them. The first one, rage clicks. Have you ever pressed a lift button 5 times because it was slow? That is the rage click. Your analytics or replay tools spots them for you and points to exact button that is broken. What's about money? For example, if 3% of checkout visitors rage click at that pay button and half walk away, for example, store with 20,000 checkout a month at $60 loses about 18,000 a month and over 200,000 a year from one button. Frustration is data, and please don't ignore it. The number two, watch session replays. Your funnel show where people quit and but not why. A replay, is just a recording of a real user screen. Watch 10 of them on your worst step and you will learn more than from a month of charts. If that step is quietly losing 15% of buyers, winning even some of them back can mean tens of thousands a month. And replace costs for you almost nothing.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And also, I want to add, let's continue. I also have some
Yeah, yeah,
examples.
sure.
So, next one I want to highlight, it's about support tickets. It's like from my own case. What I want to add for the support tickets, the same complaint about the same screen over and over, it's not a support problem. It's just design problem in discuss. So questions users solve themselves calls almost nothing. I can find this button, I can find how I can fill these forms, so many examples, and it costs just zero. The same question to a human agent costs $8 to $12. Fix one screen that creates 800 tickets a month and you save around 8,000 a month. Nearly how much? Yeah, 200 a year. Just some easy mathematics we can do, math we can do here. Just one confusing screen can start to increase some problems and we start to pay for this one. You can see if we just fix this on the beginning, it will be cost just zero. And let's take a look for another example I want to give you. It's about the system usability skills. Maybe you heard about this one or also learned about this, but what we can use from the system usability scores. We can start with the 10 quick questions and score of what it's 100. The number to remember for you, it needs to be 68. Below 68, you are below average. It's a red flag for you. Run it every release and you get the trend, not just the opinion. It will be not give you a dollar figure, but it tells you which product to fix first before your sales drop. And so that it's a toolkit. Let's quickly summarize everything. First one with a rage click, replace, repeated ticket, and score. No lab needed, just someone who looks at it all of it together. One afternoon of looking of these all things can protect a few $100,000 a year. Now, part you have been waiting for, the good news with the numbers to prove it. I want
Yeah,
to give my microphone to you, Pavlo, to tell about this more.
yeah, it was like great points to mention, and thank you. Guys, we shared a lot of scary stories, so let me end on the good news, not with other companies' examples, but with what good UX actually improves inside your own numbers. So let's continue. And the first one is simpler flows raise your conversion rate. Like fewer steps, fewer questions, and less dots protect what we call the decision battery, like cognitive load. As a rough rule, every unnecessary field you remove is worth a few percent more conversion, and a cleaner flow can lift it by double digits. That extra conversion is almost pure profit because you already paid to bring those people in. The second one, the faster and easier actions reduce how many people quit halfway. People feel every delay and every hard to tap button. Fit slow, it's simple. Bigger, closer buttons are easier to hit. Make the main action fast and obvious, and you typically win back a mid-single digit share of the buyers who used to drop out, The next one is like a product that looks and feels good earns trust, and trust make people buy more. This is the aesthetic usability effect. When something feels smooth, people believe it works better and forgive small problems. The trust quietly lifts your average order size and moves more people from just looking to buying, and that's nice. Irina, I want to provide and bring like the microphone to you back, where you can describe other points on your side. So please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Let me also continue. And I want to start with some small rewarding moments bring people back and that lift your attention. So, what I mean, most of people profit is in the second, third, and tenth visit, not the first. It's the same pick and roll. Each session on a small win, and people return on their own. Small gains in rotation compounds, so keeping a few percent more customers each month can multiply your activity, users over a year, and also returning customer costs almost nothing to win back. Next one, I want to give the examples. It's about clear design lowers your support cost. Again, about the
Yeah.
support. So every questions your interface answers, it's a human agent. You did not have to pay. A clear flow deflects a large share of your repeat tickets, and also each one avoided its money straight back. And last one, what we can take a look, it's about the smooth experience gets recommended, and it brings free growth. Word of mouth costs nothing. Every customer who sends a friend, it's a sale with a zero ad spend. But it only happens when the products feel good for them. So let's quickly summarize. On a summary, it's good UX. It's not a cost you accept to be nice. It raises conversation, lift order values, cut support cost, and most valuable of this, bring people back, and also can be bring the new people. Same product, same traffic, and more money. Let me hand back, bring to it all together. And so, yeah, what do you think, Pavlo, regarding this one? Can be bad UX expensive?
Hey, if you forget everything else today, guys, don't worry. Keep one line in your mind. Bad UX is not ugly, but it's expensive. And good UX is not a decoration, it pays you back. You saw it in the numbers today, honestly. Okay, guys, I guess so. We have covered everything we planned for this webinar. Huge thanks for being here. And honestly, thank you for your energy and activity in chat. It's been really amazing. Right now, we have a room and there a good question in the chat. And I guess let's us hand over to take them.
Yeah, and I also can see a lot of questions come in, so let's switch to quick Q&A session, I think. We will start grab a few questions from the chat and go through them together. I'm going to start with the first one. I really like this one. So, how do I know it's actually bad UX and not just that nobody wants your product? Let me quickly answer for this one. So start look at where people disappear. If they're not showing up at all, that's a question for the product or marketing. But when they do show up, start and quick hallway, one long for or just one button that doesn't respond or can be error with no explanation. That's all about the UX and also for the jobs for the designers especially. The person wanted it and you need just to got this in their way. So yeah, just quickly understand to how we can just to rely on everything what we give for our users. Pablo,
Great,
maybe you
great.
want to read the next questions?
Yes, I'm scrolling. Let me catch specific one, and I guess I found this one. So the question is like, you said that bad UX hides in numbers, and we already tracked. Which one gives it away first? It's a really good question. Give me like only a few seconds because I need to collect all my minds together. And I guess it's maybe about like drop off usually. It points straight at the step where people bail. Conversion, just says fewer folks finished. Churn says they didn't come back. Support costs say they got confused, but drop off shows you the actual spot. Find the worst step, watch 5 recordings there, and suddenly our numbers feel soft. Yeah, and like this phrase, what I mentioned, like our numbers feel soft, turns into, oh, people quite right here, and here's why. So yes, I guess it's like my opinion. Irina, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. Usually, what I start just to check the drop off because it tell me more a lot of information what I can use from the different session. So I also found one more questions regarding for the sessions and also want to continue with this one. The question is, I watched the recording and now have got 20 problems. Where do I start? Really like this example. So my recommendation will be start to put some price on each one and start at the top. For every problem, ask how many people does it hit and also what does one lost person cost. It can be, for example, from mine, it can be some dead buttons on checkout with some clunky setting page every time because it sits right where people pay you. And you're not fixing 20 things, you're just fixing the one with the biggest number. Next week, the next and next. So to summarize this one, start with some bigger problem because the biggest problem can cover the smallest one you have in the end of your order. So it will be usually easier for you to cover everything if it needed, and also just to return for your users just some feeling this product is for me. So
Yeah, by the way, I have like few points to add. What I really like and want to suggest to you guys is start to analyze your global issues you found, yeah, because you will have like make it 2 columns, and for each column split by global issues and like small local like issues, like small rocks, you need, and you will need to work firstly as a global big mountain instead of like small rock, because you will need to understand where users is blocked at the beginning, because when you try to fix something inside or in the end, like inside of the specific module, for example, it will be useless if your users are blocked here at the beginning and they are not arrived here. So please think about and split them by global issues and specific small local issues. And after that, it will be helpful for you to understand where you can start, and please start, yeah, with global. And after that, when the general picture will be much better, continue and finalize its local points. So great, Irina, maybe you can add something about my opinion.
I want to add some small hint regarding this one. So what do you need to pay attention when you work with your product? Don't think about you as the end users. I usually just started to analyze and also use my friends, for example, use someone from my family, because for me, I know this product, to be honest. I know this all parts. I know how psychology design works. For me, it can be obvious, but for them, when I show just some of the examples Pablo gave us for this flashcard button, it can be obvious. So to be honest, you need just not only ask yourself, but also ask your community around. They can give you great examples, great ideas. They also can help you in the easiest ways without too many interviews, too many recording sessions, and also analysis about this everything. You can just show them your product you're working, and also just ask opinion. That works the best, to be honest. It's the I want to say the cheaper way how we can start to testing around with you. So yeah, I think you can find a lot of different examples also from our webinar you can use for the daily basis. And yeah, maybe Pablo, you want to add sharing about this one.
I guess like we catched everything, and it's clear perfectly for me. And I guess it's our time. So, guys, thank you for you all for being here and for the great questions. Please do 1 hour task this week. Pick the one flow, find the number, and watch 5 users. Bad UX is expensive, but it's easy to see and easy to start fixing. Go find your price tag before someone else does. So, and if you think of something later, you are always welcome to drop a request in the form or just keep in touch with us online. You can scan QR code, jump to our LinkedIn, and let's stay connected. So, thanks everyone, and see you next time. Bye.
Yeah, thank you too. Bye bye.